So, this is an interesting question. If you're a coach and somebody is paying you to coach any active women's singles of your choice to beat An Seong, assuming form, fitness level, morales are all somewhat the same, who'd you pick and why her? A very interesting question. Um, if I had to pick, I think there's two obvious choices at the moment to beat An Seong. And those two choices for me are Chen Yufei and Akane Yamaguchi. Personally, I'd pick Akane Yamaguchi. The reason for that is, well, as everyone knows, she is my favourite badminton player at the moment, so of course I would pick her. But not just that, I think, for me, I think with Akane Yamaguchi, because she has such a huge amount of shots, with lots and lots of variety, both in attack and in defence, I feel like she's a kind of player that if she's fully flowing, what the kind of level we've seen her, when she beat, was it An Seong in the final of Korea Open, and the way that she won the World Championships, that this can disrupt An Seong. And when Yamaguchi's in a really good playing mood, that can really hurt An Seong. But on top of this, Yamaguchi can run absolutely everything down and could possibly grind out An Seong as well. Yamaguchi also knows what it takes. She has experience. But for me, Yamaguchi at her best with her retrieval skills combined with her creative attack is a real problem for An Seong. Now, obviously, those two, like I said, Chen Yufei and An Seong are obvious choices. If I had to now, thinking about it, pick one more out of the current lot that I think could build a game to beat An Seong, is actually the player that she played in the final, Putri Kusuma Wadani. She was the only one this week that actually gave An Seong any sort of game. She was obviously second seed, so she's the next highest player. And I think An Seong's semi-final win over Ratchnuk was a little bit spent from her efforts last week in Komoto and getting all the way to semi-finals here. That definitely wasn't her best level. But Wadani, again, also, I think has a lot of attributes and skills, and she showed this, that can really put a lot of pressure on An Seong. She has really good attack. She's tall. She's quick. She has great skills from there, especially her backhand holds and flicks. I've really felt that An Seong didn't feel too comfortable in those situations, and she was able to take that away from Wadani a little bit. Something that An Seong is good at is kind of, if you've got something that can beat her, it usually doesn't work for too long. She usually works out. But Wadani's ability and skills, she's got, like I said, great attack, great variety, can control herself from the front, and actually something I think she's actually really improved upon is her defense. There was a lot of times if An Seong hit slightly loose in her attack, she took that cross court super quickly and was able to get An Seong very low, and then was able to get up on top and kind of control and dictate. Because for the rest of the tournament, I know the level of player, like especially if I add Ratchnuk with the physicality that she had for that semi-final, there was no one in that draw that could play with enough quality or fast enough to really pressure An Seong. And you saw kind of the style that I know An Seong's trying to develop, a bit more of an attacking style. She's playing very much like Lee Hyun-il, who's one of the Korean coaches. She was being more creative, more doing things. But against Wadani, we didn't see that as much because Wadani's pace was high, didn't allow An Seong to have as easier a time. And I think An Seong felt a little bit more pressure when she was attacking if it wasn't good enough, that she could get turned and twisted. So I think, again, if I want to go to this original question, yes, Chen Yufei or Yamaguchi are obvious choices because they're the two players that have beaten An Seong this year. And I would pick out of those two Yamaguchi for the reasons I said. But I really do think that Wadani, if she can continue improving like she has done, she's getting stronger every time I see her. She has a game as well because she's tall, powerful, fast, has good attack, has improved her defensive skills, has improved her shot quality from a slightly low position. Because she was before, if she was above the shuttle and good, she's one of those players, very good on the attack. There's a lot of women's singles players that are in a similar boat. But where An Seong has the advantage over a lot of them is that if they're slightly late, the level drops. That's where Chen Yufei and Yamaguchi are above the others, is that they can play equally as well from, say, defensive position as they can from attacking. And I think Wadani is actually improving herself into the point where she's starting to develop that side. So it'd be really interesting. Plus the fact, because Wadani's younger, it'd be quite fun to coach her and really try and, as she's still figuring things out, she'd be quite an interesting one to coach as well. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.